We are back on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio, News Talk, 1180, 1230 KGEO, and 1410 KERI. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a shift here, and we're going to talk to a local legend.
That's a big shift.
How about that, huh? A true entertainer. He writes, plays, directs, and he's a real funny guy. Michael Prince from the Gaslight Melodrama.
Hello.
Michael, welcome to Taking Care of Business.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, your title is Artistic Director of the Gaslight Melodrama.
Yes, that is true.
So, what does the Artistic Director of the Gaslight Melodrama do?
I'm a man of many hats around there. I write most of the shows that we perform. I direct most of them. I act in a few of them when time permits. I also take out the trash and sweep the floors and anything else that's needed. You know, it's a small family business, and so we kind of all do what we need to do to get stuff done.
I mean, it truly is, vaudeville in its original form. Like you say, you do everything.
Yeah, and it is vaudeville in its original form, and we're trying to kind of bring that vaudeville melodrama into the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
Update it a little bit. Not stick to the old tried and true, but kind of almost parody itself. Yeah,
it's funny. I think I've missed maybe one or two over the last 6 years you guys have been there. I mean, I show up at every one of them, and it's I've got my staff involved. I mean, there's most of the shows I'll end up taking my office, so the whole office goes.
Excellent. That's great.
So it's been a lot of fun, and it's really a great evening entertainment that you can take. I mean, I've taken 3- and 4-year-old kids to it, and they love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so and that's what we're trying to do. Is it runs the whole spectrum. We want everybody of any age to be able to kind of shut off life for a couple hours, and the minute they walk into our place, because we look at it like this is our home, and you're coming into our home, so we want it to look. It's like having any type of guests over. You want it to be clean and look nice, and that people are going to have a good time and eat and drink and be merry and laugh and giggle and be able to spend time with their families and just take a break from the rigors of the world and just chill out for a little while.
Now, did you write My Big Fat Oildale Wedding?
I did.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
How about Trouts?
I wrote Trouts, and the new one that we actually just opened last night. We had a benefit for the veterans of foreign wars, and it's The Real Housewives of Oildale, and it's essentially kind of the end of our unofficial Oildale trilogy.
The Oildale trilogy.
Yeah, which we weren't really planning when we started out with My Big Fat Oildale Wedding, but it just kind of snowballed into that. We kept getting a lot of requests. Well, we still get requests to this day. When are you bringing back My Big Fat Oildale Wedding? When's it coming back? And we've done it 3 times already, and it's kind of like, well, that's enough. We need to kind of move on. But we had parts of it that were, there were scenes in it that took place in Trouts, and we were able to work with Rockwell from Trouts on putting Trouts together, and it just kind of seemed proper to end it with The Real Housewives of Oildale, since it started with a marriage.
You don't work with Rockwell.
What's that?
You don't work with Rockwell.
No, that's
He's
true.
a unique species.
Very much so.
Yeah, we've had Rockwell on a couple times.
Yeah, I remember the show he was on with you guys. Yeah.
And it's funny because I know my staff wants to come to this show, so
great.
we're gonna line up 10 or 12 seats and get everybody there. But you've got so many different characters that show up on the shows. Mm-hmm. And some of these people are there, 3 or 4 shows in a row, and then they're gone. Is it just
You mean the actors?
The actors,
some actors, it just depends on their availability. If they'll sign on with us for like a 6-month contract or a year, and then some only, have the time to do 1 show at a time. So and we like to keep, good people around.
How are the actors compensated?
They get paid. It's a professional company, so they work.
So do I have to join AFTA or AFTA?
No, we are not affiliated with any of the unions.
So how do Marty and I get a gig?
You got to come in and audition. You got to get your song prepared. You got to get your monologue ready. Maybe do a few dance numbers.
Can anybody come and audition?
Yeah, I just ask that people send us a headshot and an email and a resume.
The headshot just sort of messed us up right there.
Well, I don't know. The singing messed me up. When I sing in the shower, the water stops. It's not a pretty thing. No, I just can't see you and I doing that. Now, if you need somebody doing a monologue, you and I could do that. But as far as singing and dancing, I think that would be the end of our expertise right there.
Well, I think you're probably right.
Yeah. And then again, seeing you on stage. Well, I don't know. Seeing you... No, it's an old joke. I'm not going to go there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the next stage would be fine, but,
Michael, do you know why you don't punch a Marine in the
Oh,
nose?
here we go.
You might break his finger. We go back to that old joke all the time.
Put it up. It's like Johnny Carson. At a dead moment, you go back to the old stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, you've got Oildale weekend going on. Or Oildale.
Real Housewives of Oildale is
Okay.
just starting. Actually, tonight is the official opening night.
And how long is it going to go for?
Till September 8th, so
Okay.
for 8 weeks.
And then you're working on shows for next year already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's-
anything you can divulge to us, or?
There's a couple things we're kind of playing with. We might do a Elvis tribute. He had the movie It All Happened at the World's Fair.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so we're thinking about maybe doing It All Happened at the Kern County Fair.
Oh, that would
you
be
know,
great.
and so I'm just trying to figure out. It's just a germ of an idea right now,
Uh-huh.
but trying to figure out how to recreate the Kern County Fair on our little 40-foot stage.
We're having a conversation with Michael Prince from the Gaslight Melodrama.
So, where is the melodrama located? How do people get tickets? And
We're out in Rosedale. We're on Jomani Drive, which is just off of Allen Road, about a half-mile north of Rosedale Highway. People can just give us a call, 587-3377. Our box office is open between 11 and 6 every day to make reservations. So, and typically, probably earlier than that as well. We're always there. So.
how many shows do you do a week?
We do 3 shows a week, Fridays and Saturdays at 7 and Sundays at 2.
Just 3 shows.
Yeah.
Wow. And where do they come to audition? They call the same phone number if they wanted to audition?
Yeah, call the same phone number. Send us an email at gaslightmelodrama@yahoo.com with your interests and headshot and resume.
Now, it's interesting to me. I used to do a lot of writing. I've written a book over the years. And I know sometimes it's hard to come up with the ideas. And I'm just amazed looking at you as the writer and the producer.
What are you saying, Marty?
Well, how do
Yeah,
you
what
come
are
up
you
with the
getting at?
ideas? You've been involved in what, 30 shows that I know of? 28 or 30?
Well, I've written 23
Wow.
of the shows that we've done.
How do you do that? I mean, how do you come up with the ideas and stay
I-
fresh and current?
I study writing constantly. I'm
Mhm.
always reading about other writers and how they come up with ideas, or paying attention to the world around you and what's happening, and reading a lot on current events and kind of what you just kind of pick up and
Okay.
have your radar ready. Essentially.
Because some of your stuff has been in Sacramento and New York.
I've had films that have performed up there. I've had certain plays that I've done performed down in Long Beach. Trouts, the musical, might be performed in Huntsville, Alabama
Wow.
next summer. So,
I go over to Arroyo Grande, Pismo area a lot, and there's
Sure.
a melodrama over there. Do you have
Yeah.
anything to do with them?
we don't. I mean, we're not affiliated, but we do know of their work. We admire them greatly. We try to catch as many shows of theirs as we can.
Is there an association anywhere that your group is a member of, like Melodramas of America?
No, but it's kind of an unofficial association. Like most melodrama theaters, communicate with each other, and we'll call each other out of the blue and be like, we'll share titles. We have a really good relationship with the people who own the All American Melodrama in Long Beach, and we freely exchange scripts, just to take the burden of paying royalties, to other people, so that we can save on costs, because they're all small businesses. None of them
Sure.
are non-profits. So we're all trying to make a living.
And there's only 3 of them in California, right? The Arroyo Grande, Long Beach, and ours here in Bakersfield?
Yeah, then there's also one other up in Oakhurst.
Okay.
Yeah, going into the Kings Canyon, Sequoia area.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fantastic concept. It's hilarious. It's great.
Well, and it's classic. It's it's like blues music.
Yes.
It's American.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
a pure American art
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
That was invented at a time when people really needed something to just laugh. When things were really ugly and nasty around the country.
Yeah.
This was a place that people could come and learn that good can conquer
Right.
evil, and I
Right.
will get the girl, and
Yep.
things like that. And so
Yep.
keeping in that tradition of that what that American art form is
Yeah.
is something we take very seriously.
Sure. And it's progressed since the days of the old melodrama on Chester, because that was a nice setup. But
Oh yeah,
your setup out there in Rosedale is fantastic. I mean, I
thank you.
love the theater. It's great.
Yeah, well, we work hard to try and make it as comfortable and as as pleasing for an audience as possible.
Mm-hmm. And it's just fun when you walk in the door.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a moment with our conversation with Michael Prince on Taking Care of Business on Kern Radio News Talk 1180.